Welcome to the Tush Twins, heard exclusively on MalcolmPresents.com, which is a streaming service that leads you to the portals of a new world. Anyway, welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hello, shalom.
And
Shalom.
as usual, my spokesperson is Maxine. Introduce the show.
Introduce the show. So here we
Another
are.
opening, another
Overture,
show.
it's
Another
life.
opening,
This is
another
it.
show. Da, da, da. So move over. Who are we moving over today?
Beethoven.
Move over Beethoven.
Betty and Wilma, Tina and Amy. Who else?
Max and Paula.
There you go. There you go. Because here come the Tush
The
Twins.
Tush Twins.
With tales of friendship from Brooklyn and beyond.
Tales, T-A.
Yes,
Tales.
Tales.
Not bunny tails from the Bunny Club, but
I love my bunny tail.
Tales, tails. Okay.
Tail.
I don't know. So we're from.
If you Tush Twins, it's Tails.
Yeah.
Tail. Well, that's it right now, and we have tales of friendship from Brooklyn and beyond. Maxine Faith, moi. AKA Memesy, and as Phil would call me, and Paula Rose, AKA Rusty, AKA the redhead, as Phil would call. He would always say, "How's the redhead?"
Or the cuckoo, Auntie Cuckoo.
Auntie Cuckoo. Auntie Cuckoo is the auntie of all my nieces and nephews, and she's the godmaja for my boy.
Yes,
so,
I am.
Yes, you are. You were at the ceremony and the whole thing.
Yes, I was.
You got to up close and personal watch him get chippy chip. Oh. That was not. I literally ran out of the room. Anyway, I did. I
held him.
Well, I think my father. I mean, they gave him to you at one point, but my father-in-law held him most.
Held him when they did the circumcision.
When they did the thing.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Yeah, snippity snip. So anyway, we bring you through our 60 plus years of friendship. Well, we've been through 60 plus years we're in our 70th year almost of friendship. Wow. With levity, drama, joy, and unabashed platonic love.
I can't wait till I get that old.
50. 60 is the new 40.
Hey, I am now officially 49.
That's right, 49, doing time. Drink some.
Well, I'm like Jack Benny. I haven't broken 39.
You haven't broken 39. Okay,
I turned 39. I turned 49 last Sunday, this past Sunday.
Right. That's good.
How about today is my father's birthday.
Oh, okay. Happy birthday up there to Dad.
Beware the Ides of March.
Well, we're recording on the today, which is the Ides of March.
Ides of March.
So
okay, to tell everybody who doesn't know what the Ides of March are.
A2 Brutus has to do with Brutus, Caesar, whatever. I don't know all the information in front of me.
Oh, it's simple as when Caesar was assassinated.
That's what I'm saying. A2 Brutus.
And who did it?
Brutus?
A2 Brute.
A2 Brute. Yes.
And this was predicted by I think the three witches.
Oh.
The double, toil and trouble.
No. Moet, Lariath, and Curly.
Moet, Shandon, and Shem.
Right, and Shem. And we've been together for quite the time, from Brighton to Coney, from New York City to the burbs, and even out to different states. I mean, including La La Land.
And it's still silly.
We've been silly.
Not me. I'm never silly.
We've been silly so long that we give silly a new definition. It's like it's the silliness that keeps us going. And
anyway, talking about silly.
Yes.
Let's talk about the weather and how silly it is.
Well, it's beyond silly. It's more like, are you kidding me?
I have no snow here, Max. I had 2 inches of snow. It's all gone already. It's about 35, 40 mile per hour winds here. It's beautiful and sunny out.
We got more
snow. It's going to be in the 50s tomorrow.
We got 6 to 8 inches here. This is the biggest snowstorm we had the entire winter. And
not us.
I mean, I'm taking pictures of stuff, and I mean, it's all over. I mean, it's snow on the shrubbery and
Shrubbery,
shrubbery. Can you say shrubbery?
big one, shrubbery.
All over the trees.
I have
See that?
nothing. It's all, it was beautiful yesterday. The grounds are completely, the golf course is empty.
This is out my window here behind me, where I have, the weather vane, and it's look how far up it is. There was not one storm we had that was even close. So
it seems like our area where we are, we're in a bubble. So when it snows, it goes around us and it doesn't hit here. The most we had is 5 inches this whole winter.
Yeah, we had pretty much the same thing. We only had the last week, we had 2 storms. This was the most we had the entire winter. So
we had 3 inches the one before, and yesterday was, I don't even call that a storm. It was like a boring.
We had a storm. It snowed all day and into the night past 12.
It was raining and a little snow, and it snowed, and we got about 2 inches, and then it all melted by this morning.
But I'm sure I'm not going to understand. It's been raining here.
Yes.
I mean, really pouring, and there are floods. But I know that in another 2-3 months they're going to complain that there's a drought.
Yeah.
Because your ground's so hard right now.
Well, I don't know if you can see the snow over there in that picture.
The baby.
And that's my baby there. And she's just looking around going, what the hell?
And she's saying it's too late to snow.
What is this? And she's getting all
My
full of
dog
snow.
loves the snow. And my dog loves to jump in it and stick her nose and eat it.
Well, my dog is just purely.
Well, dogs eat anything. That's the problem.
Yeah, but the problem with her, my dog is a sub-Sahara dog. It only likes heat. It's supposed to. Mine sees snow and she wants to run outside and play in it.
Well, hold on a minute. I have a picture of Sparkles. She went and she wanted to start eating the snow. Look at that. She's like,
she's your baby.
She's so cute. She's on the couch.
That's what kids do sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's
we used to do that.
My dog's a kid. She went up. She was like, and then today there's so much snow. She wanted to just prance in the snow today. She was just, and there was a little bit of black ice this morning because it was like 28, and they delayed schools too because there was. That's pretty.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's
beautiful. Thing. And now it's gone. It was that way in the morning, and then it disappeared.
Well, the problem is, again, as you understand, I grew up in Brooklyn, guys. So did you. Yeah. The first day of the snow is great. When you wake up in the morning,
it's
that first morning, it's fresh, and there are no tracks.
Right. That's my back.
I remember I used to go to the boardwalk or on the beach.
Oh, we loved it.
We used to do that all the time.
That was one of our favorite things to do is take the dog.
And be the first one to make the tracks.
Right. Always. Like we're discovering I still do that to this day. And I do that to this day.
And we can bring our doggies. We brought our doggies to the beach.
Yes, we brought our dogs to the beach.
Sparky and Alfie to the beach.
Yes, Alfie loved the beach.
Alfie, she had a beautiful German short-haired pointer, just gorgeous. This dog was.
But she loved to run in and out of the water all day.
I mean, Sparky would go towards the water, put a little bit. None of my dogs, except for my Irish setter, liked water. Spanky went into Lake Canandaigua. He could, he went in the lake. He was all around in the lake.
Yeah. But the problem was with the snow, forgetting about the dogs in the water. I never had a dog, so I don't know.
No.
But the problem is the next day or 2 days later, that snow was slush
and ugly and brown
and gray
and yellow
and goopy. It was pretty gross. And you would, when it warmed up, it would just form by the the corners of the streets, and you would, if you went in too deep, you didn't know how deep it was, you'd go in, you'd get a whole boot full of water. It still happens, when that, but of late, the city had not much snow. Where which you're in snow country.
We're in a major snow. We're in a snow belt, and for some reason, our snow belt is unbelted.
Well, it's not just you.
Nothing.
I mean, Europe is having an issue, even the Alps. And my friend Peter today was telling me that he was in Austria, and he grew up there, and there'd be snow everywhere, and people skiing skiing 2 minutes away from your house. He said, and he was there not long ago, nothing. Because there's no snow. He said in his entire life he has never had a season of winter that there was no snow in New York, no snow in Austria and Europe. And then you get the Sierra Nevada, where you are, Malcolm, further up from you, but they have snow that they measured it in yards, not even inches or feet, in yards.
But here's the thing about California. I have a question about that. Your ground was so dry for all this time. Now with the snow and the rain, it can't penetrate the dry earth. So it's just flooding and breaking everything up.
No, it's soaked.
It's soaked, and the levees are some of them have broken, and they're because the force of the water has caused them to break, and now the water's going everywhere.
And there's no place to put this water for reservoirs. It's not going into the reservoirs.
No, they haven't built anything yet.
There's nothing that takes the when they tried to drive a Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. But now the levees are
wet,
have so much water they can't handle it because they weren't built with that in mind. See, they only build, for a certain amount of years or prediction of what's going to happen. They didn't know 67 years ago.
There ain't no planning.
There's no forethought. I keep repeating this over and over again. When I was in my public policy class at NYU, Professor Smith said to the class the first day, he looked at us and he said, if you are planning for only 6 months, 1 year, or 5 years, leave my class. He said, you have to plan 20, 40, you have to plan out.
Without a doubt.
Right? And what's happening now in cities and everywhere else, they're not planning. There's no planning going on. I don't know what they're thinking anymore. There is no thought. I don't know. So,
well, and it's also with the snow in Brooklyn, it took them days before they plowed out on the streets. It was horrible.
They didn't have the equipment. I mean, they had equipment, but
in Jersey, where I am, 5 minutes after the snow stops, every road is empty and you could go driving anywhere.
No, not here.
In Sussex.
Takes a little longer in the Qualand.
No, in Sussex County, especially where I am, from the moment you hit Sussex to the end of it to New York, you could drive anywhere.
Right.
The roads, unless you have a blizzard, you could drive during a snowstorm because they actually plow every 2 minutes.
Yeah, I used to like in Brooklyn where the snow plows came by and build up these mountains of snows.
Right.
Snow,
and you couldn't get your cars out.
You couldn't get your car out. I didn't have a car, but the thing was, you play King of the Hill.
You'll be dead. We did that too.
We did that too.
But trying to get the cars out, oh man.
No.
Oh no.
That was really awful.
It was pretty bad, I got to admit.
That wasn't our job. That was a parent's job.
Right, but if you're the kid, take a shovel.
At least a shovel.
At least back then, right? At least back then, it was. Yeah, you were parking outside. I mean, we had a driveway, but you couldn't get out of the driveway. It didn't matter what we had.
We couldn't get the car out sometimes. My brother, and I would start shoveling.
Yeah, and then you'd have to push. You get like a bunch of guys. You call the big dudes on the block. We need some strength here, boys. We need to push the car. You'd clean, you'd shovel the front, where the front of the car is. And then if you get to that point, you get some guys to help you push. I don't know how many times, I remember Phil and Mitch pushing the car with my dad.
Yeah.
Many times during snowstorms, after snowstorms, we couldn't get out otherwise. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, there's just, and also we also never got snow. We didn't get many snow days, even though we got more snow. We never got Snow days.
We got the only time I remember a snow
Rare.
day, Max, was in
68.
junior high school.
Right. That
We were in
68.
seventh grade.
That's
the
when
only
Lindsay.
time.
Lindsay
One
didn't.
day.
I don't remember. It was. You remember
I
what day?
remember that because the second day I walked. While I was in junior high, I walked to Reynolds.
Yeah.
And most of the trains still weren't running. Most of them.
Right.
So hardly anyone was in classes.
Right, because no
I
one
had
could
to
get
go
there.
because I could walk there.
Yeah, me too. They didn't care. I mean, you would. It doesn't matter what it was outside. You put on your hat, your coat, your your boots, whatever,
Go.
and get your ass out the door and go to school. Today, good luck. Well, New York
No,
City
they canceled school yesterday, and which was ridiculous because within about
With
10
us,
o'clock in
no,
the morning.
No, they had to cancel here. We got the storm, so they did the right thing by canceling. And today there was black ice, so they had to delay the buses this morning for 2 hours because I mean I was walking there was black ice, so they made the right call. I think you got to be safe. So
we were out this morning. We had a doctor's appointment to go to at 8 o'clock this morning, and the roads were fine. Except here's the exception. It's so windy that thank God I wasn't going down Route 15 this time because it was closed in Jefferson because of trees down and wires.
Well, that's because of the wind. Now the winds have been getting worse. I mean, winds are getting worse. The climate change, it's getting worse. I mean,
this is March.
Climate,
you're allowed winds in March.
This is all year. I mean, there's winds on months that you don't ever think there's winds. I mean, California gets the Santa Anas, right, Malcolm?
Yeah.
So they come.
But they're warm winds. They're not cold winds.
They're horrible. They're so windy and hot.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they'll start blowing like out of nowhere.
You're windy and hot.
So windy and hot.
What a combination!
I remember, was it Neely's wedding? No, it was Noah and Laura's wedding. We were all outside for the ceremony, and we're supposed to have the cocktail party outside. And all of a sudden, the winds hit so bad. It was so windy. We moved everything into the hallway. The cocktail hour ended up being in the hallway.
Right. Well, things happen when you get married.
Poopy happens.
Poopy happens when you get married. So
I don't know. I haven't figured out the weather patterns. I remember when I was a kid, we could figure it out. We knew when was coming what. I mean, it was a little, maybe a few weeks off.
I used to listen to ABC News, Tex Antoine. I know he somehow I remember Tex, and somehow he got in trouble for something. I don't exactly remember why.
Well, he got into trouble. He told a joke. He said, rape is impossible. A woman with her skirt up could run faster than a man with his pants down.
That's what he said.
That's bad.
And he got suspended.
Oh, poor Tex. He did do the weather well, but that was a bad joke. And
that was a very bad joke.
Wait a minute, I have two really dumb jokes. So I'll ask you here's two dumb jokes. What does everyone listen to, but no one believes?
Politicians.
No.
Weather.
The weather reporter. Everyone listens to it and then they don't know anymore. I mean, Tex Antoine got the weather right most of the time. I mean, I don't know.
Lloyd Lindsay Young. Do you remember him?
Hello? The name sounds familiar. Hello, something like that, right?
No, yeah. I mean, my favorite was Al Roker on NBC.
Well, Al, he's still doing it.
He's still doing it.
I like Sam Champion.
Yeah, I like Lonnie on CBS.
Yeah, do you ever notice that the local weather are generally very attractive women with big busts?
Do I?
We have a very attractive weatherman here, Sam Champion.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna go near this one. I'm not going there, but here's the quick second joke. What's a queen's favorite type of precipitation?
What?
Rain. She
That's
rains.
what I say.
Oh, biddy boom. All right. Well, you were the one who starts the jokes. I don't know. I brought up Tex Antoine and you just went with it. But yeah, you would think with all the computer models, and now they have the European model, and now they have the American model, but the European one is more accurate sometimes than the American one.
They don't know. I go like this.
I look out my window. I looked out the window here. I saw the weather vane was in one direction, and then it started to spin as it got windy. And I saw where the snow was up. So I was able to kind of judge how many, inches there were. And
but I have to say,
absolutely nothing outside my window.
Not me.
Just a little patches where it was a little shady. Other than that, it's get shade.
If I open this window, you could see the snow right out the window.
And my golf course, which was filled yesterday with about 2 inches, is totally melted.
Well, I don't know. It's the last storm we had that it just disappeared in a day. It was gone. But this ain't going anywhere because I think unless it gets really warmer, I don't know what the temperature.
They're going to be playing golf by tomorrow. If the golf course is clear and if it's in the 40s, they'll be out there playing golf.
Yeah, but they're getting the weather reports. I have to say, to give them credit, it's getting better and better because they have because they could see storms coming days ahead of time.
Sometimes but they don't get it right because a lot of times it's so far out they don't even know, and then when it comes they still don't even know. I'm sorry.
They say just look out your window and let me know.
It's just I don't.
You
I don't
could
even
call us. Let us know what the weather is.
Right. And then they have all these, all these vans and all these weather things now on the top of the vans, like, satellite. It looks like satellites. Looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. And they still can't figure out if it's going to be 3 inches, 4 inches.
Well, they have the tornadoes that are so early this season. Right. They started in December. They don't usually start till March or April.
Well, I don't have a joke, but the weather people really are not bringing up that climate change is affecting the weather more and more. And that's a big issue that, people are people, unless the person or the community is getting a direct hit by a tornado or a hurricane or flooding or whatever, they don't see the connection that this extreme weather is happening more and more. It wasn't that this extreme in California and areas, in the South where they're having tornadoes in February, or the Midwest when that's not tornado season, No. So I just, it to me that they just don't think that giving people more education about the climate, which affects the weather, is something they should be doing daily on the reports.
Well, as we were talking the other day, just the two of us about I don't really feel they're talking about climate change anymore.
That's what
and the causes of climate change.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's really funny. I was in Switzerland about 15 years ago, and we went to Titlis, which is one of the highest peaks. Titlis, yes. Titlis? You have to take 3 gondolas to get up to the top. Titlis, yes. Titlis. Very famous mountain.
Okay, I won't say anything.
You had the most crap-eating grin. I could go ahead.
Do you know, we were taking the gondola over the glaciers, and the guide said, they're melting, they're gone. This is in November. Right. The glaciers, this is the top of the mountain, and the glaciers are already melting. This is 15 years ago.
This is my uncle Malcolm, who was quite a fisherman, and when I goes with my cousin, they would go up to Alaska and go fishing for salmon, like almost every year or every couple of years on a fishing expedition. And they were expert fishermen, and this was 25 years ago. He said, we were chatting and he goes, there's a big change coming. He goes, the salmon are not the same.
They're not.
Rivers are not the same. Something is going to happen and it's not good. And the climate, the whole atmosphere in the parts of Alaska that he was in. And now, don't even start me on they're going to be drilling in Alaska. I have no words because I'll start screaming. So it's just, I just don't get it.
And this is our president who said he would never do that.
Right. I'm not happy at all.
And this is the good president.
Right. I don't know. It's like, are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Well, you have to understand, we're trying, what he's trying to do probably is because we're getting our oil from everywhere else.
No, we have pretty damn good reserves here.
Then why is our oil prices so high?
Because you only have X amount of reserves. So, you have to get in, and it's Europe that needs the oil more than we do at this point.
I want to know how come, if the oil companies aren't gouging,
they are gouging.
How come they have their highest profits ever?
They are gouging.
Quarter?
Because people with gas cars.
But they're not gouging.
They're gouging.
Ask them.
Ask them.
I think I'm going to go into the oil business.
Yeah, right.
Instead
of the pot business.
Yes, I'll make more money.
Well, yeah.
I think the pot business is good.
And oil. I'll tar them.
I think the pot business is good.
Which the Saudi Arabian oil company, I forgot the name of it, made the largest profits ever.
All the companies are, the American companies also.
Not they particularly said it was the Saudi Arabian oil company made.
Well, and then now the frightening thing is Saudi Arabia is now coming to aligning with Iran.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a completely big shift in the balance there. I don't know how we're getting off on these topics, but oil and weather have, the fossil fuel industry is killing the world because fossil fuels emit carbons and it's bad.
You remember when we were kids and they say stop using aerosol cans, and we stopped. I stopped. Yeah, I stopped using all those aerosol cans.
Right. Well, at this point, it's
way past that.
It's the dino. The dino goop is the almighty, because the dollar is the almighty, and they profits over people all the time. I mean, when they had the BP spill in the Gulf, which is still causing,
it's still horrible,
still wreaking havoc on the Gulf, and BP, simultaneous to this spill, was giving money to Caltech to make a solar panel that would be like one of the best panels you can get, using a smaller panel that got the implications were incredible, simultaneous to what happened in the Gulf. They put out one press release and then you couldn't get any information about it. This is what they do. They say they're working on alternative energy. They give money to the high-end places, colleges and such, research places, and then it just goes away. So I said to the press person, I said, I don't know how many millions of gallons were just spilled in the Gulf, but you're working on this amazing project and it's quashed. No answer.
Well, as we always say, the more things change, the more things stay the same. We could have done this show 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. It would be the same. Actually, the show has become serious. How come the show is serious now?
I don't know. Let's go out.
Okay, here. Punxsutawney Phil was right. 6 extra weeks of winter. Ha ha.
Was he right?
Yes, he was.
Well, yeah. Look at we were getting snow in second week in March. Not like we haven't gotten snow before.
Well, they say March comes in like a lion and leaves like a lamb. So we'll see in the next 2 weeks.
I don't know. All I know is my hands up, Punxsutawney Phil's thing.
But
you really get off on that, don't you?
I can get.
Yes, she does.
I get up with my hands up, as right.
Yeah. What does your therapist say about that?
I don't know. I don't have one yet.
I don't know.
Malcolm, you're my therapist.
Yeah. Now you're in trouble.
Yeah.
That was my favorite line. You know, lie down on my couch and tell me about it.
Tell me about it. Groundhog's tale. Seven
Groundhog.
wolves once caught a groundhog and were about to eat it. Wait, said the groundhog, it is our custom to rejoice over good food before eating it. Let me show you a new dance. I will lean against each of these 7 trees, singing, How Yahi. Oh boy. First you'll dance away. First you'll dance away from me. Then I'll say you, and you'll dance back towards me. After we finish, you can kill me and eat me. Well, the wolves were hungry, but they really liked to dance, so they agreed. The groundhog sang, the wolves moved away. He said, you! They came back. He leaned on the tree after, this is ridiculous. After the other,
groundhog.
Each time,
Maxine, you're right. Our show should be less than 30 minutes because our time is up.
Wait, I have to finish.
Wait.
At the 7th tree, he sang his song, just as I said, you. He jumped from his house. But the fastest wolf grabbed his long tail, crying, you cannot trick us, groundhog. I don't need a tail. The groundhog shouted and spoke magic words. His tail dropped off and he was safe. See, there's no... I don't know.
Oh my God.
But he did not know any magic to get his tail back. This is a Cherokee folktale. Gimme. Okay, you're crazier than I am. So there you go.
Yes, it is. Yes, he is.
Maxine, do
and
me a
you
favor
are crazy.
to take us out before we have to cut the show.
Okay, so now we are saying goodbye. We're the Tush twins.
That's all, folks.
If you have any topics you want us Tush twins to cover from
aside from Groundhog Tales,
go find us on malcolmpresents.com. And you have an email for Malcolm Presents?
Yeah, malcolmpresents@gmail.com.
Oh, malcolmpresents@gmail.com, and put in
I leave it simple for my audience. I leave it simple for me so you don't have to remember names.
So if you want to catch the Tush twins, go to malcolmpresents at gmail.com.
And if you want to catch some tail.
You want to catch some tail? Want to catch some tail, then
say goodbye, Max. Say goodbye, Paula.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Shalom.
All right. Yeah. Happy days.
Happy
days and Weemaways.
Weemaway. Always a plug for the tokens. Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.
Man.